If you're getting ready to travel Spain and you want to learn how to save money while you're traveling Spain, this video is exactly what you need to see. Spain can be as expensive or as cheap as you want it to be, but if you are traveling to Spain on a budget, you definitely need to plan ahead. Lucky for you, I've got you covered with all of these Spain travel tips, so let's dive right in. The first way to save money while traveling Spain is to definitely travel by bus or by regional train. And this doesn't mean to always use the AVE train. The reason for this is because the AVE train are the high speed trains and they are good because they're super convenient, but they can be pricey. So, to save money while traveling Spain, you should look for the media distancia trains. This basically means that the train is moving slower, but it is significantly cheaper. So, if you're traveling to Spain on a budget, definitely consider the media distancia trains for big savings. And the next way to save money while traveling Spain is to travel by bus. In Spain, you can use the ALSA buses, ALSA, or you can also use Flixbus. These are the cheapest options, but you can also book in advance for the best deals. Another way to save money while traveling Spain, although it's not necessarily always the cheapest, is BlaBlaCar. And in case you don't know what BlaBlaCar is, I'll tell you a little bit about this platform. BlaBlaCar is a long-distance carpooling platform. It conveniently connects drivers with empty seats to passengers who are traveling in the same direction. So again, it's not always the cheapest option, but it is convenient and worth a look, especially if you are traveling to Spain on a budget. The next way to save money while traveling Spain is to consider and remember the free museum hours. In Spain, most Spanish museums have either free hours or free days where visitors can visit the museum for free during that time frame. It's definitely worth a look, especially if you are traveling to Spain on a budget, because even big museums like Prado Museum have these free museum hours. So it's super convenient, and who doesn't want to see world-class art for free 99? And the next way to save money while traveling Spain is to go where the tapas are completely free. In certain Spanish cities, such as Granada, tapas come free with every drink. And yes, really. So for example, if you spend €3 on a glass of wine, you'll get a full tapa. And if you repeat that 2 or 3 times, you can actually have a proper dinner like that. In my opinion, I think that's absolutely incredible because for only €9, you can have 3 glasses of wine and also have dinner. Like, where in the world can you find a meal at that price, especially nowadays in 2025 where everywhere is so expensive? So, if you want to go where the tapas are free when you visit Spain, I highly recommend Googling free tapas city Spain before your visit. My favorite place to go where the tapas are free is definitely Granada. And the next way you are going to save money while you're traveling Spain is to stay in hostales, not hotels. And this is super important to note to not confuse hostales with hostels because they are not the same in Spain. So hostales and hostels in Spain do focus on being budget friendly, but hostales in Spain are a more private experience. And let me explain this a little bit further. So hostales in Spain are family run, usually very clean and cheaper than hotel rooms. And though hostales do provide a basic level of comfort, it might be interesting for you to experience a family run hostales in Spain. And lastly, something else that's super important to note with hostales is the price. Hostales are known to be more affordable than hotels, but also more expensive than your traditional hostel. If you do find a hostales a bit too expensive or a bit out of your budget, definitely go with a hostel. And the next way you're going to save money while you're traveling Spain is to eat big during lunch, not dinner. And the reason for this is because during lunchtime in Spain, you can order menú del día, which means menu of the day. Menú del día provides 2 to 3 courses with a drink, all within a fixed price, and it's almost always cheaper dining with a menú del día than dining a la carte. The only thing that you do need to know about Menú del Día is that it's not always offered. It's almost always offered during the week, and it's not offered during the holidays either. So definitely keep that in mind about Menú del Día in Spain. In my opinion, Menú del Día is one of the most fantastic ways to save while traveling Spain, and you'll also be able to have a fantastic meal as well. And the next way you're going to save money while you're traveling Spain is you're going to have heavy consideration for the airport you are flying into. And the reason why you want to have a think about which airport you will be flying into is because the busier the airport means the bigger the demand. And the more demand there is means the more airlines you will be able to fly with, meaning you will have more price options to choose from. Lastly, if there are more flights to choose from, airlines can often reduce ticket prices on popular routes to fill empty seats. So, a better bang for your buck looking for the bigger airport when you're traveling to Spain. And with that being said, the two cheapest airports to fly into Spain are Madrid being number one and number two, El Prat, which is the Barcelona airport. The reason why these two airports are the most affordable is because these are the airports that have the most in demand. Lastly, another airport that you can consider, especially for affordability, is Malaga. It's a very big and popular airport. Depends where you're departing from, but these three airports should also give you the easiest routes for direct flights. And the next way you are going to save money while traveling Spain is to use walking as your main form of transportation. And the reason for this is that Spanish cities are made for it, so it's super easy to walk and get around in majority of big Spanish cities such as Sevilla, Barcelona, Madrid, etc. And if you don't like using walking as your main form of transportation, I would recommend to at least do a free walking tour. This is such a great and affordable way to expose yourself to your new destination's history and immerse yourself in local culture. So, highly recommend that. The only thing with these free walking tours is they're not really free. You do have to leave a small tip, but it could be as big or as small as you want. And usually a few euros is enough for a good tip. And the next way you are going to save money while traveling Spain is you are going to visit Spain during the off season. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Spain gets very, very hot and it's not ideal to be here during Euro summer. So you might want to think twice when you're planning your trip to Spain unless you want to be exposed to massive heat. Spain actually just had their hottest day of June on record. It was 46 degrees Celsius, and that's really hot. And to travel Spain during off season, you definitely want to visit during May up until early June or early September up until mid November. The weather is amazing during these months and prices drop big time. And the next way you are going to save money while traveling Spain is you're going to get a transfer card per city that you visit. To get a transfer card in a Spanish city, you can grab a metro or a bus pass. The way these passes work is you select a time frame you're going to be in the city or you're going to be using this public transportation card, and then from there you'll be able to save money on the rides. So in cities like Madrid, you have a 3-day, 5-day, even a week pass, and then you also have a metro and bus pass combined, which usually gives you access to 10 joint rides with the pass. So, depending on the Spanish city that you visit, you have different Spanish transport cards to choose from. In my opinion, I think a transport card in any big Spanish city is a fantastic way to save on transportation, especially in comparison with taking cabs and using car service. As you can see, Spain can be very affordable, but you definitely have to plan ahead for successful execution. And if you're visiting Spain for the very first time or you're just looking for some extra Spain travel tips, be sure to check out this video next.